Thanks, Jen. Hi, everyone. My name's Jason and I'm presenting PopTop. So the project's located in Newtown, just 5 minutes up the road from here. And it's on a heavily populated site. There's an existing garage, which our brief was to have a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom new building on top of this existing garage. There's already an existing 1 bedroom residence on the site, as well as an existing 3 bedroom residence. So you can just see PopTop hiding down the back there. And then over the fence, there's a 2-story men's shelter. So these kind of really drove the, I guess, the design response in regard to privacy. So that's a site plan with the new building here and the existing houses there with the men's shelter down the bottom. Existing elevation and proposed new elevation, just for context. That's what it looked like in August 2020, and that's the result. So the idea is that there's a single white box floating over the top of a recessive existing double garage. And then the existing condition on the west with the new elevation at the bottom. So this new elevation demonstrates how this screen is really key to maintaining the privacy of the 1 bedroom existing house, especially the outdoor area. This screen here maintains the privacy of overlooking, so there's a larger deck space behind that. And the screen also sort of connects through to the 3 bedroom residence over here. So that's the existing condition with our client looking not so happy for some reason. And that's the result on the west elevation. So into the plan, there's a double garage has been split into 2 single garages to service the existing 2 residences, and there's a carport and stair and storage space to service upstairs. Landscaping was a key component of the project, trying to make sure that this residence here felt really well serviced as far as privacy goes, but also this existing apricot tree and the patio serves extra privacy from the new residence as well. This is a little snapshot of the screen and how the landscape interacts with it as you walk down the driveway upon approach. That's the existing residence, 1 bedroom residence behind. And then you can see how that screen then wraps in underneath to the bottom of the stair for the new building. So the first floor plan, there's fire separation from the northern boundary so that we can get glazing in there. And then the program is split up into a deck at the front, living, dining, kitchen through the middle, and then the quieter bedroom and bathroom spaces at the rear. There's a working edge that houses joinery for storage through there, study, kitchen, and then barbecue and laundry services. And the way that that's set up really directs the view away from the existing residences and toward the mountain and the valleys beyond, and also just allows these tiny little moments to see the driveway for people arriving, and then high level skylights and windows there. So that demonstrates at best where there's no view and where there is view directed. So this is arriving at the top of the stair, and then turn around to walk back toward the driveway and Roop Street, into the kitchen, the living space, little study nook in the corner, and then the darker, moodier bedroom and bathroom spaces. So in section, this is a north-south section with the view to the sky looking south, that protects this common space out here from a privacy point of view. We deliberately kept the new works below the existing line of the existing roof. That wasn't a planning requirement, but we felt like it was appropriate. This section shows the play of volumes in section and how there's sculpted ceilings to the high level window, and then lower spaces over the rear, and also help the balustrades and screening restrict overlooking of the neighbouring outdoor space. So this diagram here shows how the views to the neighbours is blocked and the view to the mountain is maintained, and that results in this strong vertical aesthetic that then is prolific throughout the project. So that piece there blocks out the neighbouring residence below and the men's shelter, but still provides nice outdoor space for the residents. So that verticality you can see continues externally throughout, and then influences the interior through the joinery and tile selections. Colour was used in combination with the pops of void space for surprise and delight, so that the small footprint can punch bigger than it is. And the strategy for the colours was to go from neutral through to a washed colour into the bathroom and dark moody spaces in the bedroom. And this is the final result. Thank you.
Understanding the kind of or approaching an idea of infill, that's like, is that something that came from? Are all the houses occupied separately by different tenancies?
It's one owner for the whole site, but they are occupied by different people.
Okay.
Yep. And then the owner now lives in this.
And was the agenda here to create some kind of experiment in infill, as well as accommodation on the site?
The client's main drive was they simply wanted to get a third house on the lot. So it was just over 900 square metres. So we could just sneak in 3 residences on the site. And it actually, at the beginning, turned out they were trying to make use of the government grant because it came around that time. But then turned out they couldn't use it anyway. So, but they still did the project, which is good.
Okay, so 3 residences are allowable on a suburban block.
Yep.
So that wasn't.
Yes.
That wasn't
No.
a navigated issue.
No.
So it wasn't a civic aspiration, it was a developer aspiration.
Yeah. Yep.
But you could say it was civic as well.
He could do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like housing, an extra income stream, like.
Yeah, I mean, we're actually super proud of the way that this project turned out, because when the client first came to us, we thought, oh, this is just a capitalist kind of approach. And we were not super interested in potentially being involved, really. I know them really well, so they won't mind me saying that. But then after unpacking it with them, and they've got a really good design sensibility as well, which is really nice. So they were really on board with a lot of the ideas we've thrown in, and I'd say that they're probably not necessarily, it doesn't look like a developer driven project I wouldn't have thought stereotypically. There's quite a few little quirks in the plan and in the colour scheme and in the sections that yeah, suggest that it's not those things, which is quite lovely. That's right, yeah. Yeah.
Interesting that he didn't start out, wasn't to create, amazing architecture per se, came with a different aspiration, but obviously through the process, the client is able to review their position.
I think he realised the opportunity, and we kind of showed him a few examples of other projects. And in an ideal world, it might have been an Airbnb, possibly. The men's shelter kind of makes that maybe a bit less attractive in his mind. Yeah, but it's kind of got that, I guess, as a backup as well. So it's really trying to be fun and poppy and have a point of difference, and really not intrude on the people around it, because that's the danger, that if that's the road it went down, regardless of if they live in it or not short term, you don't want that to be a negative effect on the people living around. Yeah.
Can you go back to this plan with the 3 dwelling? So largely the work is number 1, but the 1 bedroom studio before, you did some work to that?
Oh, that's just been bagged outside, similar to the treatment of the ground floor of that building. Yeah. Yeah.
Then the landscape works around.
Yeah, and the client's brother was a landscape architect, and the client had a really strong interest in landscape as well. So it's
that landscape space. Sorry, I'm just jumping.
You're right. Yeah.
Is that intended for one of those dwellings, or is it shared? Yeah,
it's for the existing 1 bedroom.
So then the new 1 bedroom gets that upper level and that sort of screened.
Yep, they get the aspect, and there's a couple of little garden beds in the driveway that the 1-bedroom one gets as well.
And the relationship to the street from the top element, there is an elevation that presents to the street, but it's at the back of the block.
That's right, sort of 30 metres away from the street, tucked down.
And the language of the kind of lyricism of the fence quickly is that's coming from there. That's just the architecture.
Existing landscape, trying to show little holes to connect them together.
Thanks, Jenny.